Hello everyone, and welcome back to another One Punch Man Season 2 review. Gonna be reviewing episode 11 today. Before we get into it, make sure you go down to the description below and check out my Discord, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. They'll all be down there below for you to check out. And be sure that you go to Crunchyroll or Hulu to watch the actual episode before the review because I will be delving into loads of spoilers. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the episode starts off with Garou ready to take all these heroes out. I mean, they're talking trash to each other. They got him surrounded. The little boy's watching from inside the little shack. And Garou he's starting off in really bad shape. He already had like a fever, he was dizzy, all this stuff. Now he's got poison in him from those arrows. So it's looking really bad for him, but he's really confident that he can take them out. The reason is because to him, the heroes are just like a staircase that he needs to overcome. And the goal is to become a monster. So for him, the only way to become a true monster is if he can defeat any hero, no matter what. And that's a really cool representation of how he sees it. It's like a long, huge staircase that he has to climb, no matter how bloody or tired he is. The heroes, on the other hand, just want to make a name for themselves. They just want to become popular. They're like, oh, everyone cares about the S-class heroes, but what about us, A ranks and lower? We want recognition too. We got talent. We want to climb up and become noticed if we take out the hero killer. And it's like, Garou made it clear, like, that's not a hero. That's not what a hero is supposed to be. It's all self-interest. It's all about self-gain. And that's not what a hero is. A hero is supposed to be someone who protects and serves and helps people when they're in danger, not for self-gain. And that's the image that Garou hates so much, is the fact that they're all about themselves and how amazing they are and how much popularity they want to have. So I'm rooting for Garou in this instance. We see a brief flashback of when Garou was a child, and he looked like he was probably bullied. All the children in his class or wherever were always praising the hero. He saved the day, he killed the villain, and Garou was like, well, what about the villain? Like, he was just trying to protect the ocean that he loved so much, and he fought his hardest against this hero, and even though he lost, he did his best, and people were like, are you serious? You're actually rooting for the villain? Garou has it backwards. He sees the villain as the hero protecting their ocean, and the hero is the villain that is killing him. It's really interesting that they drop little tidbits of these flashbacks to get a little bit more of a glimpse of Garou's psyche and what he thinks about heroes and villains. Now, the animation, before I get into the rest of the episode, the animation in this episode was great. It gave me a little bit of a feeling of season 1, not fully, it never is, but it actually did very well. Compared to all the rest of the episodes we've had this entire season, this one to me stands out the most because even though it's mostly fighting, at least they did their best to make the fight interesting. And they didn't actually use the stupid blur effect that much. I mean, there was a lot of like Dragon Ball Z type fighting in here, but there was a lot of nice little choreography going on here, and I really enjoyed it. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that for the animation. Now, the fight is awesome. Garou is basically using all of their weapons against themselves. He's trying to direct their weapons into each other and then give himself an opening to attack. And he takes most of them out pretty easily using this method. And it seems like he's learned their movements and their timing perfectly in just a matter of minutes to be able to defeat all of them. Even that rookie guy is like, oh my god, this is too much. We're losing one by one. And Garou is just too much for them. They can't handle this guy. He's on a completely different level, especially for the fact that he's fought some S-class heroes. So Garou knows what he's doing. And even though Garou is completely weakened, I mean, he's battered, beat up, poisoned, dizzy, all of this crap, and he's still taking them out one by one. Like, he's still hitting those hard hits, knocking them the hell out, and he's winning. He's winning this fight against these heroes. Eventually, most of the heroes are gone, and Gatling Gun starts to use his Gatling Gun. I think, is his name Gatling Gun, or is that just the... Am I just saying that because he has a Gatling Gun? But anyways, Garou is able to dodge the bullets from this thing pretty easily. He's just running through the trees. And I mean, this is a Gatling gun. This thing's shooting like really, really fast. And Garou is just running through, dodging all of them. He even at one point starts to go after the rookie guy to kind of like use him as a shield against the bullets just in case Gatling gun was getting too close. And the rookie guy did okay at first. He was taking some hits from Garou, like pretty impressively. He was blocking these hits, doing his best to fight. And we get a flashback of this rookie guy, which it felt kind of out of nowhere, just a little bit. But it is interesting that we get backstories and even the smallest characters. It kind of opens the world up a little bit more that each character is so unique in their own way. But it looked like he used to be a part of Blizzard's group. We didn't really see that much. I could have swore I saw Blizzard in the group of all these guys. And he was kind of like always in the way. He was always annoying to the group. He made it harder for the group to succeed. And he felt really bad about himself. And there was even an instance where they were all defeated by a monster. And this guy's like, I've reached my limit. I can't do anymore. I'm defeated. I'm weak. All this stuff. And who comes to save the day as always is Saitama. This guy, Saitama is the true hero. He is the one hero in the whole show that comes in, protects somebody's life, and then gives them a life lesson that changes their whole entire world. I mean, Saitama, they even show how heroic he looks, and he inspires the guy just like he inspires everyone else to change. He just tells him, who told you that you have a limit? Who told you that you're as far as you can go right now? You have room to grow, and you can be who you want to be. And it's so inspiring that this simple guy Saitama can just hit all the right points and change everybody's lives. And the guy from this flashback, he gets the courage he needs to fight against Garou, and just as he's about to just go to the next level, Garou punches him right in the face and ends this guy's career. I mean, this guy's done with this fight. Stinger tries to move in this moment to save the rookie guy, and Stinger gets knocked out hardcore. Garou's hits are insanely powerful. I mean, you hear like the thuds of Garou hitting Stinger, and you're like, my god, is Stinger alive? Because if anyone else is getting hit by these punches, they'd be dead. All their insides would be destroyed. So the heroes are all defeated. That was all of them except for Gatling Gun. He's the last one standing, as I knew it would be, because you could tell he's more talented than the rest of them. He's got more like experience. So he aims his gun at Garou, and Garou is like, wait, before you do, don't shoot because there's a kid behind me that I don't want to get in the crossfire, and you might hit him if you fire. And it's funny that Garou is the monster in this situation, and a real, true monster doesn't give a crap about the civilians that are around. They use the civilians as a hindrance on the heroes. But in this case, he's actually saying like, no, don't shoot because there's a kid there. And it shows more and more that Garou is not the monster he thinks he is. But what's funny is that the Gatling gun guy doesn't believe Garou because, of course, like I just said, that's not how... It doesn't fit Garou's character to be like caring about a kid that's in the shack. So Gatling gun is like, I don't fall for your bluff, I'm gonna shoot you. So Gatling gun uses his most powerful move, which uses all of his ammo right at Garou. And Garou just deflects every single bullet. And he deflects them so perfectly, they actually go around the shack and avoiding the hits on the kid. And it just shows how powerful Garou is. I mean, he's hitting away bullets from a Gatling gun, just knocking them off to the side as fast as he possibly can. It's absolutely insane. So as Garou proves to himself and to everyone who's watching, bullets are not gonna work on Garou. So firearms will not do anything. So this guy is practically unstoppable, except Saitama is out there, the one guy who beats him every time. Gatling gun has no more ammo, and he tries to use a knife on Garou and just gets knocked the hell out. I mean, Garou sends this guy flying into the sky. Gatling gun's done. He beat all the heroes. Garou can finally get some rest. He's like, I want some water. I'm so tired. He goes up to the kid, and the kid is so afraid this whole fight because he can't believe all the heroes are attacking this guy. And when he beats all the heroes and the kid finally sees Garou up close again with all the blood and stuff on him, the kid sees Garou for the monster that he is, even though he protected this kid, and he's not gonna harm this kid. The kid sees Garou as a monster, and he really is a monster in a way for defeating all these heroes, but he's not the kind of monster that would hurt this kid. Unfortunately for Garou, Genos arrives on the scene, and this gets epic because you know Genos, no matter what fight Genos is in, it's always really cool and really stylish. And even though Genos tends to lose all of his fights, you can't say that he's not a badass. Genos is a super awesome fighter, even though he gets his butt kicked in the end. This fight is really epic. I loved most of it. The animation was really well, it flowed really well. There was some amazing little moments where they're dipping in and out of punches and dodges and just flying around, and it was fun to watch. I really enjoyed watching this, and I hope everyone else did too, because we've had crappy fights throughout this season, but this one actually was really well done. And Garou actually holds his own against Genos. He actually gets a few hits in, but he's always kind of on his feet. He has to just think the next move ahead to just stay up with Genos. And I feel like Genos isn't really trying his hardest. He's kind of just, I don't know, he's fighting hard, but he's not going all out against Garou, which Garou to me feels like he is kind of going as hard as he possibly can. Garou went to go strike Genos with like a final hit, and Genos kind of buried himself in the ground to make it look like he was defeated. Just shoot a huge blast right at Garou, and I'm like, holy crap, Garou is about to just get disintegrated. But somehow he dodges the blast and survives, and it's like, of course, let's keep the fight going. We switch back to Saitama, who's getting his butt kicked by King on video games, as always. I mean, he's getting trash talked like hell from King. Even though Saitama could just smack King across the face and kill this guy, he still gets really stressed out on something as simple as video games. So King gets the alert that there are heroes in need for a certain fight, and Saitama is like, yes, let's go kick some monsters' butt. He needs to let off some steam. And he's like, well, King says if there's S-class heroes already there, the fight's pretty much already over. And I feel like he's talking about the fight that Genos is at, because that's the alert that the rookie guys sent out to everybody. So I wonder how it's going to turn out, if Saitama's actually going to go, because he does say, well, Genos should be able to take care of it if he's out there. But then he remembers how many times Genos has gotten defeated, so he's like, maybe I'll check it out. So that's pretty interesting. I hope Saitama actually makes it there and stops the fight or defeats Garou or whatever needs to happen. So Garou learns that he's not going to be able to beat Genos by speed alone. He needs to switch it up a bit. So he remembers Watchdog's movements, and he starts to emulate the movements. And Genos is like, oh my god, he's moving on all fours now? Like, he changed his fighting pattern. What's going on? And this actually helps Garou because he manages to get right up on Genos and break an arm off. It was like, yes, this is the fight. This is the part where it's getting epic. However, even Genos' arm is amazing. Like, Genos fights amazing, but even his body parts being separated from his body can fight on their own. And it shoots Garou into a tree and wraps him up. And Garou looks like he is contained, but you know that he can always find a way out of any situation. I mean, Garou breaks his freaking entire tree with his legs just to avoid a blast coming from Genos. So something interesting is happening to Genos, and I'm kind of curious to see what it is, because after Garou breaks away from the tree, he starts to transform. He has red hair. He has like a red eye that's all like weird looking. He's starting to transform into a monster, it seems like. And I feel like this is the period of where Saitama wanted to be the strongest hero. And so he trained and became the strongest hero. Garou wants to be the strongest monster. He wants to be a monster. And I feel like after all this work and all this fighting and training that he's doing, he's actually slowly starting to become a monster, which, I mean, I wonder how much more powerful he's going to be getting, if he's going to be transforming even more from here on out. And how powerful is he going to be compared to Saitama by the end of all of this? Monsters arrive to help Garou because they notice that he's getting his butt kind of kicked, and the monsters want to recruit him into the Monster Association, but Garou is still not interested in that at all. And Genos at first is like, okay, he's surrounded by monsters, but this is Genos, so obviously he kills all the monsters off. And then he aims for Garou, and he's like, I'm finished with you, it's time to incinerate. And he talks about Saitama, and it lets Garou finally hear Saitama's name, Master Saitama. So he's wondering who that is. Who is the hero, Master Saitama, who's the greatest hero of all? So now it kind of, I think it piqued Garou's interest a little bit of who Saitama is, and I can't wait for him to realize it's the guy who's been beating him up every single time. Silverfang comes out of nowhere with a drop kick to the face on Garou, and it's like, oh my god, Garou, the situation is getting worse and worse for Garou. He's already tired enough, and now he's got 2 S-class heroes, plus this other old guy, who, by the way, this old guy is no joke. Like, he literally doesn't move on a monster and turns this monster into just sliced ham. This guy just completely disintegrates into different pieces and like sectioned off. It's like, oh my god, these old guys are definitely no joke. There's a tiny flashback on how Silverfang and Garou first met, and he just came up to the guy, asked if he's strong, and then passed out. He was hungry, tired, probably traveled a long way to get there, and Silverfang saw something in this boy. He kind of admired him for what he did when he came there. So it's like, I can see why he took a liking, why he trained Garou, but it's like, did he not know Garou was just trying to become a monster? Did he not see the darkness within Garou? So the episode ends with the most epic fight about to begin, Garou versus Silverfang, and Garou is going in like a psychopath. He looks like a monster more and more every fight that he goes into. But Silverfang is calm and composed, and I can't wait to see next week's episode. So I'm gonna have to give this episode a 10 out of 10, and I'm so glad that I can finally give a One Punch Man episode a 10 out of 10. I don't know if I already did. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10. I can't remember, but this was a fantastic episode, and it deserves the rating that it got because the animation was great, the story was great, the fights were great. I loved everything, even the music. Everything about this episode was pretty awesome, and I hope you guys think the same. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the episode. Did you think it deserves to get a 10 out of 10? What do you think is going to happen next week's episode? Is next week the last episode, or is there 13 episodes this season? Just let me know if anybody knows, because it feels like there's too much happening for it to end next episode, so I feel like there has to be 13, but I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Check out my other videos like my Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay, my Walking Dead gameplay videos, my anime reviews, all that good stuff. And I hope all of you are as excited as I am for the next week's episode. So thank you so much for watching, and have yourselves a great one.